Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about a little bit more about the body merge soul merge video that I made recently. This is part 2. I got cut off in that video when talking about people experiencing pregnancy pain of their partners, and I got cut off because it was not a complete twin flame possible experience always. It can be a twin flame experience, but it can be also other experiences as well, which is what I want to discuss here in this video. So when we experience a empathetic pain of someone else, like when I'm in the same room as someone is married and they're in the same room with their partner, and the partner is pregnant and having pregnancy pains. There are some men who have documented about having pregnancy pain related to their partner's pregnancy. So at that time when they have narrated this sympathetic pain regarding their partner, if you are an empath, at that time also you will experience the phantom pain of your partner. But if you're twin flame, then also you can experience. And if someone is doing some body manipulation related to you, which is related to spiritual warfare, at that time also you can get energetically manipulated by another. Because understand this, if you have seen any videos related to energy healing, and if you have ever tried those energy healing modules and it worked for you, if someone from in a video from a far distance can energetically influence your body to not feel pain, meaning they are energetically sending some healing signals via the internet, and that healing frequency is getting received by your body, and you energetically feel comfortable after someone has sent you healing via the internet. At that time what is happening, like maybe you had periods and you had a period pain going on, and that healing energy sent to you is helping you ease the period pain. Or you had a broken finger and you were experiencing pain due to fracture, and when you did that energy healing, it healed you from experiencing that fracture. But that is something a person with a good karma, a person with a clean energy is doing to bring some benefit in the world, to heal something that needs to be healed in the world. And via their videos they are trying to heal multiple people. But the ones who have this intention of healing, who want to heal people, who want to give relief to people for their pain, like them, there are also other people who are malicious in nature or who have malicious intentions, and they also have the same power. They have the free will choice to use their power to heal the world or do a lot of good in the world, but instead they maliciously choose to not do good. They choose to use that same power that someone can have to heal to instead harm another. And that's when someone does, when they are trying to harm another, they are doing it for power, for control, for coercion. They're doing it when that person is lost in the world, is not aligned with their higher soul purpose, doesn't understand what exactly is their higher soul purpose, and that's why they are energetically distorting someone's energy, manipulating someone to make them seem now something different from who they are. This is also another form of covert abuse, but this is a covert manipulative abuse of the energetic level, where energetically they will do something to another human being, where another human being can end up becoming very accident prone, end up becoming very distracted in certain functions that they do. Like, while generally if they were not manipulated, they would be very good at, let's say, doing some particular kind of function, where let's say they love gardening. So if they were, and they were also very deeply involved in gardening, and they are also very not just deeply involved in gardening and not just love gardening, but they are very good at it as well. But someone who's jealous of them, or someone who has not just jealousy but have malicious intent towards them, because they do not want that person to be viewed as a good soul or viewed as simply doing something very competently, because they could have ulterior motives. Like, let's say there is a bank account in someone's name and they don't know that there is a bank account in their name, where the grandparents of that child might have written a property in their name and put some conditions that they have to be this way. and someone else knows that these are the conditions of that person getting that blessing from their grandparent. So now that they know these are the conditions for that blessing, they and that other person would be maybe like the secondary here higher, or if the person they are manipulating, if that person out of manipulation ends up dying, that person might be the related to this person they are manipulating, so that if the manipulated person dies, the next in line person gets the property. So there are many people who do these things, energy manipulations, because of ulterior motives, and there are some people who are also very long game calculators. So if they are long game calculators, that direct connection to someone's money, someone's property, someone's assets may not be very easily visible unless you're looking for that kind of information. So some people can get energetically manipulated because there might be some long, very distant connection with a manipulator who is doing something energetically to someone to make them seem crazy, make them lose something that would be valuable for them as well as the world. But the world, it can't be valuable for them and the world if the thing that is valuable doesn't enter their lives or can't enter their lives because of some spiritual law. So some spiritual law violation is going on at that point of time. And these high level spiritual level criminals, now I don't know how to work through these issues, but I'm speaking about this because it's important for people when they go through such level darkness, because there are certain number of people on earth whose sole purpose is to also work through these kind of darkness on earth. So for them, and if they are twin flames, they have to also discern now between, and they are not simply ordinary twin flames. There are ordinary twin flames in the world who will be doing very ordinary things, like as a farmer you will have a sole purpose as a farmer, and again in a farmer also there could be a very extraordinary farmer also who has to have a very high level conceptual thing that they have to do that will have impact for a lot of people. That will be a high level farmer. But if it's just an ordinary farmer, like doing just the normal things that all other farmers do, nothing different from them, at that time if that farmer is a twin flame, their twin flame journey might be related to just doing good work. Their karma, it could be like a अच्छा कर्म करना हिंदी में बोलते हैं. So it's like you are just meant to do some good karma in your life. You are meant to have a very balanced, healthy, sweet, fulfilling life with your wife and your kids. Something like that might be the aspect of the twin flame journey that they came to work on. While they will be doing some farming activities, they will be mostly focusing on farming and family life related activities. That is what an ordinary person, be it a farmer, be it a doctor, be it a nurse, be it a engineer, be it a businessman, anyone who is just meant to have like a stable, even keel life, their sole purpose might be at that level. And there are many twin flames. I have looked into stories of twin flames in the last few years. Universe has been showing me different stories of different people. I have been reflecting on different stories of different people I have met in my past to figure out which of them might be twin flames, which of them might not be twin flames. Some of them I have been possibly wrong about it, some of them I have been possibly right about it, and I'm still learning. I'm in the learning process of understanding who's a twin flame, who may not be a twin flame, or whose life journey shows that they had led a very good, ordinary and but inspiring, because all twin flames have come to inspire something. Flame, the flame word is there in the twin flame concept because that flame of something that should be introduced in the world or again re-recognized in the world. If some practices related to whatever they came to do on earth was amiss on earth, that practice will come up. So some twin flames are very good parents to their children. Some twin flames, so they came to be very good parents with their children. Another twin flame could be both very good as parents as well as a joint family. They were supposed to be, if I was talking about a farmer, maybe as a joint family they were supposed to be very good at different elements related to farming activities, one was supposed to learn about organic farming and introduce it. Their children were supposed to learn about organic farming. The child was supposed to learn about the nutritional benefits of the food they are farming. The wife was supposed to learn about how to work with farm related ways. The husband was supposed to learn about some newer ways, introduce some newer ways of farming that is more aligned with earth. So even in an ordinary farmer's life, but on the outside world it will look like they are very ordinary, leading very ordinary lives, but on the inside, if you focus in and zoom in on the lives they are doing, being twin flames, they had a higher purpose, and having a higher purpose, they were slowly inculcating and building that higher purpose within the ordinariness of their lives. But not all twin flames are simply that ordinary, and you will be able to get into focus of that farmer's life when, if you want to be inspired by another twin flame couple and you don't know any twin flame couples in your personal life, and God wants to introduce you to that couple, that is when that information about that couple will come to you. And that is how I got that information. This is a random couple that I talked about, but like that, it was not a farmer. I don't remember what kind of couples I've seen, or I don't want to reveal it, but there are different kinds of twin flame couples I was shown initially in the beginning phases of my journey to understand that what kind of, or I was also shown different kind of couples also, couples that are considered to be very good couples in their marital life, or people love them for being a very role model couple type. So those kind of couples, or people are fans of them as a couple. So these kind of people were shown to me, some famous, some not so famous, some very ordinary people whose stories are, there in the modern world. We have a lot of information gathering places from which you can learn people's stories and people's life journeys. So based on all these resources that I had access to, I got the information about different kinds of good couple relationship, higher soulmate relationship, higher level relationship. Relationships that are admired may not necessarily be higher level relationship. Relationships that might be karmic relationships, relationships that seem like couple very good relationship, but actually while majority of the world is perceiving them to have a good relationship, they may not really have a good relationship. So these all information started coming because they were related to my twin flame journey or my personal life related questions surrounding love that I have asked to the universe, that I had wanted to know about, and that's why I was getting that information. Likewise, when you are having these unusual body merge, soul merge symptoms, and if you have asked the question to the universe that I want to know further about it, that is when the answers will come, and the appropriateness of the answer will be specific to your life condition. And some of these videos that people will be making will be having very general answers for a large group of population, of which a segment of the video might be relevant to you in your life. So when you're watching any of my videos, understand that not everything will resonate sometimes in those videos. Only a part of it might be relevant for you in your relationship, or if even the whole video is meant to resonate for you, it will resonate for you at different time points of your life in a different way. So meaning the first 10 minutes of this video or the previous video could be relevant for you in the first maybe 10 years of your twin flame journey. Another 5 years or 10 years later, or even 2 years later or 2 months later, another part of the video might resonate more for you, because that is how content might resonate when it's a large piece content. And if you're getting bored listening to it, or it's not seeming relevant to you, you can skip some parts of the video, fast forward and move forward to a part that seems more relevant to see whether the information that you are seeking is present in that video. Or if the video is confusing you, if there are multiple angles explored in the video and you're having some doubt, ask those questions, because it's very necessary to understand that when high level concepts are discussed or very complex topics I'm discussing, and also because I'm also partly in the learning journey as well, my clarity of thought may not be present in some of the videos as much as it should, or it will take time for me to give more clarity on that topic because more discussion might be required. That's why ask questions in the end after hearing a video. If you have some questions, if you have some doubts, if something seems very confusing to you, or if you want to understand it a little bit more deeply than what is explained, put some of those questions, because there are other people also who may be thinking like that, who might be wondering, is this relevant for me or not? Why is this showing up for me? If that you have a doubt like that, also ask that question. Either ask it to the universe or ask it in the post, because if you ask it in the public comment section, then other people also who either have an answer to that will answer, or if I have an answer about that, I will answer. right? So this video was made only as an answer to someone else's question in one of my many months back video. And in there, while body merge soul merge happens to twin flames, understand this: if you are also an empath along with being a twin flame, you can also experience someone else's pain. Like for me, I have had experiences in recent years where after doing some energy healing paradigms, I got a different kind of exposure where I can sometimes tell if someone has a disease going on with them. I can sometimes tell what they are feeling emotionally, even if they are not expressing that. And that emotional thing I used to feel from a long time back. But many people, if they have ego or if they don't like their inner internal dialogues to be discovered by another, they get angry about it and they will deny that this is not what I am feeling. But in their denial only lies the answer, that they are possibly feeling that, but they are in denial of wanting to express that as a need. So an empath will have all these qualities as well. So if you're in the ascension journey or in a twin flame journey, you will be that as well. And because you're like that, or you can feel someone else's pain. I can feel some other people's pain also sometimes. Pain, body related, because I am also healthcare practitioner in the past. It is healthcare related stuff also shows up for someone, some physical health factors, some, and I talk about multiple aspects of health. So all these multiple aspects of health related things can intuitively come to me, or come to me in a way where I may not be 100% sure this is what this person is going through, but it's possibly like a most likely outcome of what that person is going through or will go through in their future as an outcome if they continue on the path they are going through. So that is my experience. So wherein I am attuned to not just my twin flame energetically, but I can energetically tune to someone else also. Energy healers can do that to other people. They can energetically, they have the permission from God to tune into another person. Now if you don't want to give that permission, you have a choice, and I don't get that information about everyone, but those people who have given that information to me for some reason, their information comes to me where I can know sometimes about their disease, sometimes about their life related problems, where via different mechanisms God has given me an insight about someone. So if I know, that's why only in some of my videos I've said, if I know that I can help you, I will help you. If I don't know how to help you, I will tell you that also, how I can't help you. Or if someone is testing me with fake information, again, the help I might provide or not provide will depend on what God wants to do with that. Because all these things that I'm talking about, that I can do this, I can do that, it's all given, a gift given to me by God. So God can give me that gift, God can take away that gift anytime God wants, right? So same way, the twin flame body merge soul merge is also something that is a gift by God, and the gift is given to a twin flame for some particular reasons. So when I said in one of my videos that twin flames can have similar or different experiences, in the similar experiences, what is the main purpose of twin flame is they have to balance their life with each other in a, like a seesaw. In a seesaw, we go up and down in a seesaw. So twin flames can go up and down a little bit in life in their energies, and balancing of that energy is required by twin flames. When they are together, even when they are not together, they still have to balance, learn how to balance their energy. First within themselves, and then with respect to each other. If they are meant to work together or get married to each other, then they have to do it with respect to each other as well. So the balanced energy and a balanced life has to be formed between the twin flames. But that balanced energy, balanced life can't be formed if we are in two different opposite ends of the spectrum of some life experience. But why are we having an opposite life experience? So in some of the opposite life experiences, one person will be going high in something and the other person will be going low in something. Meaning, one person could be getting high and chasing more and more money in there and more workaholism, whereas the other person would have been quitting their work at that time, which is what happened to me. I quit work and I was being shut down into doing certain work related activities, whereas in the same time I believe my twin flame was doing a lot of work. Why was he doing a lot of work? Because he was also in the we were in the runner chaser dynamics. So I was also doing less work because I was in the runner dynamics, very engaged energetically with him, and he was in the chaser. He was in the runner dynamics. I was in the chaser dynamic. So I was very energetically, emotionally giving to him via energy, whereas he was emotionally running from that experience. And because he was running from the experience, he wanted to at that time be a runner. So being a runner, he was running away from it, so he didn't want to experience and feel the emotions of the whole twin flame journey. So because he was not ready for the emotional experience, he started running and he started becoming busier and busier, because that kept him occupied into other things. But then while this was imbalance in that way, like a seesaw, I was doing very less work, more emotional work, more other mental work than physical. He was doing more physical work than mental work. But while this was happening to each other, what is also happening is, this again keeps the relationship, the twin flame dynamics in balance, because we are the same soul. So this stick that is there, this stick is, let's assume, our soul. So this soul energy has to be in the same balance, right? So in the same balance, while one is running, the other is chasing, it is in balance. When one is working a lot, the other one is not working so much physically, then again it's in balance. When one is resting a lot, the other one is not taking time to rest, again it is in balance. Because we will go out of balance, our soul needs rest, right? So if someone is overworking 24 hours a day, or not 24 hours, but let's assume that person is overworking themselves and working like really long hours, 18-hour shifts or 12-hour shifts a day, and I'm only working 2 hours. Does it balance us into now being in the middle of only having 7 hours between us as a couple? Right? Like, we are not couples to each other, but we are still, in the eyes of God, a twin flame counterpart of each other. So we need rest. We need, our body needs rest, our soul needs rest, our mind needs rest. So whoever needs which rest, that one counterpart is not doing it, automatically God will make the other counterpart do that. It will be ideally very balanced, not when we are like this. It will be more balanced when we are like this, while the soul is balanced when we are like this, where one is doing a lot of work, another is not doing a lot of work. Ideally, over time, slowly this will shift like this, wherein I have to now slowly increase my level of work, which is what I was doing while I took rest for a few years. Then I have slowly started working also, but my work is more again less of the physical work, because right now physically my physical health has some problems. Because of physical health challenges, I'm still working, and I'm working and also because I'm here on earth, as far as I can tell, as part of my soul purpose, that not everything I'll be doing will be about simply gaining money. So, because not everything I will be doing has to be about simply gaining money, I'm at that phase of life. I'm doing the work that is twin flame related work, but I'm not doing the work for which anyone is paying me to do this work. I'm just simply doing it because I love doing it. I'm doing it because this is some necessary work that God wants me to do it. And while I'm doing this work, while for the rest of the world it seems like I'm not doing any meaningful work at all, any twin flame who is listening to these messages, it will be hopefully meaningful to some of them now, later, sometime in the future, when someone watches these videos, right? So it is a work that needs to be done. Now when that work will click will depend on the divine timing of it. And then, so while I'm not doing any paid work, the other person is doing a lot of paid work. And it can happen that slowly when my work now starts becoming busier, his work will start becoming a little less busy, if there is even higher purpose to both of us not always constantly being on a workaholism chase. Because we have come to introduce some new concepts, and workaholism is a evil in some ways. Workaholism works for us when we are unconscious, when we have a lot of grief in life and we want to avoid our grief, or we want to avoid the trauma of our past. At that time, if we are over workaholics, it works. But it also gets harmful when we want to heal. If we are, and to inflame journey is a healing journey. So if we want to be a healing journey, love filled journey, so if I want to be in love, if I want to be in a healing path with a partner, if we both want to do that, we have to also understand that while we both want to do that, we can't do that if we are constantly just ignoring our thoughts and emotions that are difficult emotions, constantly ignoring things that need to be addressed in order for us to become healed. So in order to become healed, to go towards the path of healing, you can't ignore your feelings, you can't ignore your emotions, you can't ignore your hurt. And then in twin flames, you will also see there is something called triggers. Your twin flame will trigger you. The triggering that the twin flame is doing, it can be like an energetic trigger, it can be some universe is sending you a trigger about your twin flame via if you read tarot messages and all, those can be also trigger forms, where triggers might tell you that your twin flame is dating someone else. So you could get triggered thinking, I'm supposed to be with this person, why is he dating someone else? That could be a trigger, or it could be some other trigger. Whatever it is, that trigger is meant to maybe like cheating happened in the past with your past partners, and you have healed many of the cheating related parameters possibly, but there's still some trigger left related to that cheating. Then that final trigger related to that cheating will also show up in your energy. Why? So that you can heal, so that if you heal it, then you will the more you heal, you help the relationship come more and more into balance. And the more you avoid, the more it is likely to stay off balance like this. And sometimes it will be off balance like this, sometimes it can also become off balance like this, where I'm doing something which is like, if workaholism is also a problem, instead of workaholism, let's say I'm doing something else which I am now keeping the relationship off balance in that parameter. And the soul's energy, it's like a fluid ball like energy, it's not like a sharp stick. So there are multiple elements to our life, right? So something is related to work, something is related to love, something is related to love related triggers, something is related to finance, something is related to our soul purpose journey, something is related to our work purpose, together with each other, separate from each other, because some twin flames are meant to work together with each other on certain concepts. You will see certain twin flames who are like counselors of people. If they are counselors of people, they're jointly counseling people as a couple. When they're doing that, when they're jointly counseling to multiple people, now their soul purpose in the past before they met might not have been to be counselors, or they were meant to be counselors to individuals earlier, but now as a couple they are meant to now counsel couples. That could be someone's evolution as a twin flame as well. So initially maybe one was a therapist, another was something else, like maybe a life coach. A therapist and life coach, let's say they become they are supposed to be twin flame couples. Now while one therapist was seeing a lot of female clients, and the life coach was seeing a lot of male clients, it is possible that when they came together, slowly their soul path right now is not merged. Initially it will not be merged, they are still seeing but the therapist might start seeing perspective of where life coach related parameters also needs to be introduced in her workplace, and the life coach might start thinking that therapist related work might start needs to be introduced in his work paradigm. So slowly universe will do what, and they might be in they are twin flames, they're intended to have a possible future life path together as working compatriots maybe. But if one or both of them are in relationships, they can't come together with each other, right? So when they are in some different relationships with someone else, they can't be together. When they have to learn some higher information related to their soul purpose, again they won't be together in each other's physical lives with each other, but they might still have that similar path that is unfolding for both of them. Similar yet complementary path could be unfolding for both of them, wherein the therapist who is meant to work with their twin flame counterpart on therapy plus life coach related work in the future that might unfold like 10 years later, slowly universe will, and they're both unaware that they are twin flames, but slowly the universe will be guiding them towards parallel experiences, where the therapist will slowly start learning more about life coaching. Life coach will be slowly learning about therapy. Both of them, first few years they might just learn about, first they will learn a few years, it will be that they might be learning about the relevance of the other two fields, the opposite field or the opposite and complementary field to them, and they're learning about the relevance about it and starting to understand, oh, this is also important aspect of life coaching. Some therapy might be required for certain people who are in a very complex situation, maybe where just simple life coaching will not help, something extra might be needed. Same way she might be doing it, and it might be possible that while the life coach was only initially motivating men, slowly he's also started motivating women. And same way where the therapist was mostly seeing women, slowly she's also now seeing men. or they both have mixed gender clients, but their client profile is shifting now to, because they have to evolve in life, because they have a higher soul purpose that has to unfold in their life, their work will be evolving in a way aligned with their soul purpose. Without both of them, actually, even if they've never meditated, never done any inner work related to twin flames, never understood also or known that they are twin flames, they could still be evolving according to God's plan, because the awareness of you being a twin flame will come when? That awareness of you being a twin flame will come at the point of time when you have to awaken to your twin flame journey. Otherwise, that awareness may not come. So the therapist could be from 20s to 30s or 20s to mid 30s, doing a lot of therapy related work. Earlier 20 to 30 years they did normal therapy work, then 30 to 35 years they started understanding some life coach related work also needs to be done. The counterpart might be 10 years older to them. They spent the first 15 years of their life figuring out how to become a life coach. After becoming a life coach, the next 15 years of their life they've only spent being a life coach. Next, after that, they are now slowly understanding some therapy is also required in the next 15 years of the life that they were being a life coach. So they now started inculcating therapy, and then one day they might also meet together as a joint work purpose or collaboration for certain small things initially, because that might be the time for them to get activated as twin flames, and they might still be unaware that they are twin flames. So they might have worked together with each other very briefly, but they just getting activated for the higher soul purpose related to realizing the importance of others' work, or maybe realizing the future importance of how to merge work with that person, or a group of therapists and life coaches working together to create maybe a app for people, or a group of people working together to create some healing module for people. So these things will be slowly unfolding related to their higher soul purpose in the next few years of their life. And then also one may become aware that they are twin flames. Let's say out of them, one of them is the divine feminine. The divine feminine usually wakes up first, so the divine feminine in them might wake up that they are a twin flame, and the divine feminine might have got at that time they were married but they got divorced a few years later. So because they are now divorced in their 40s, suddenly they might awaken to the twin flame journey or know about the twin flames, and while they are knowing about, and they might be also undergoing these bizarre experiences where when they were married, they were busy, right? They were married also, they were working also, they're doing a lot of work. They were so busy, they never had time to focus on their body, focus on their mind, focus on their life. But the moment you get through a challenging like experience like a divorce, at that time, you have extra time to focus on yourself, right? You will be depressed, but in that depression also you will be depressed, you might be heartbroken, you might be disappointed, you might be going through some healing journey related to trauma and betrayal in your relationships, or whatever you had a life plan about, that you had hoped that in your 40s you will have some kids. That life plan didn't materialize because your husband suddenly hit you with a divorce, or you were thinking of adopting kids. Now you can't do it because now divorce has been finalized and now new set of things have to be done. So you are wondering, should I now adopt, being a single mother, or what do I do? So all these challenges can come up, and again I'm giving some hypothetical examples, but these are the higher level work that some higher level twin flames have come to do. They could be a very ordinary person in their normal lives, but they have also got some higher purpose tied to their ordinary life experiences. So that's why all these seemingly ordinary challenges with some greater scope will be unfolding in that life. And at the time, if after divorce of 2-3 years of divorce, they have done some healing, they have recovered from some trauma of the marriage, they have recovered from understanding, do they want to adopt now or do they want to wait until they have a partner again, whatever it is that they have to gain some clarity about, maybe they got that clarity. And that is the time point when maybe universe they have done some inner work, which is not very outright inner work described by twin flame couple coaches or who train people from the early stages of their twin flame journey. But some inner work has happened in their life until their 40s. Automatic, spontaneous inner work has been going on, guided by the universe, guided by your life circumstances. Things that you don't consider as inner work, but which is in God's eye, the inner work that the twin flame has to do. And like that, the girl twin flame has in her, let's say, early 40s realized that they are a twin flame. Whereas the boy twin flame, he is 50 years of age now. He's 10 years older to her, and he was also married. He also actually coincidentally went through a breakup or is going through a separation phase with his partner, but he also doesn't know he is a twin flame. But during that separation phase, or if his divorce has been filed but the divorce has not been finalized, in those phases he might start getting information about what a high level counterpart relationship should be, or what a twin flame is. So he is getting also introduced now slowly to the concept of twin flame. And again, with both of them unaware about who is the twin flame, he just has information that twin flames are there. And why is he getting that information? Because again, maybe been married for many years, he had thought this was his ride or die partner, but his partner is deciding to divorce him, or he was pushed to ask for divorce based on something that happened, that was maybe like cheating happened and he didn't want that in his marriage. So for him, that was the end of the relationship. Whatever it is that led to the end of the relationship, whatever it is, it could have been initiated by both partners, it could have been initiated by one partner, but he is going through the challenging phase of understanding, where did I go wrong? I thought I had a good relationship. Why don't I have a good relationship? What was going wrong with my relationship? So he could have been asking those questions, that what was going wrong with my relationship that it broke up, or why did it suddenly break up after 20 years of me being married to this person, or what was actually needed for me to be, did I need to be something different, why was how I was in the relationship not enough to make this relationship work. These kind of confusing thoughts can come to someone, and at that time you want to seek clarity, right? So when you're seeking clarity, again you can get messages about twin flames. Why? Because you are a twin flame. You don't know you are a twin flame, but you can get messages about twin flame and divine counterparts, because those messages have the ingredients on the questions you're asking yourself, like why did your marriage of 20 years didn't work, why did it fall apart, what is going wrong in my life. Some twin flame could be experiencing that. Another twin flame could be experiencing something different, where the girl has been knowing for 10 years that she's a twin flame of someone, but because her twin flame is married, she can't do anything about it. So she has to keep quiet about the twin flame journey with that partner, because she can't tell about that experience to anyone, because it is just something you can't violate. If your partner is married to someone else, you can't violate. If you want to have a high vibrational life, you cannot interfere in someone else's journey with their twin flame. So she could have known for 10 years, she's in her 30s, and she knew from mid 20s to mid 30s that this guy was her twin flame, but and that guy was possibly similar age as her, so he was maybe her school friend or something. So while she knew for 10 years that he's a twin flame, but because he was married, she didn't, or initially in the first few years when she was maybe the runner, so even though she knew he was her twin flame, she didn't want to marry him or didn't want that relationship with him. So they were always only just friends, so she only perceived themselves as friends. So she ran away from the relationship, started dating someone else. So the first 5 years she was dating someone else, and in the time when she was dating and she had run away from the twin flame connection, he he just thought his friendship has broken, or there's some distance has come in his friendship. His family told him to get married to someone maybe, and he got married. So then while she was dating someone, he was married to someone, and then she broke off with her boyfriend, and in the next 5 years she started getting insights about the twin flame journey and figuring out that they are twin flames. But because he's married to someone else, she has to work through the karma of understanding, can she live in life, can she be unconditionally loving despite knowing that the twin flame is married to someone else. Can she let go of the attachment to the twin flame dynamics of being married to each other for the time being. Can she trust God that if he is her twin flame and if they are meant to have a life together in this lifetime, that will unfold in the divine timing of it, and then instead focus on her life purpose and life path. So these kind of inner work she might have to do, wherein now from 30 to 35, even though she knows she is someone else's twin flame and she's doing all these inner work, the twin flame is not aware that he's a twin flame and he's happily or unhappily married with someone else. She's also not supposed to know the details of whether he's very happily married or very unhappily married. She'll get that information when the body mode soul merge happens, when the universe wants her to get that information, and when after getting that information, what will the two of them do when they get that information. Because, and again, universe will not interfere in someone's marriage if someone is very happily married, but if someone is unhappily married, universe will set up circumstances where their unhappiness will get worse and worse when it needs to get worsened. Or there is, in a happy marriage, you will have a soul contract with that person with whom you had a happy marriage, that you are meant to only have a 10-year experience with this person as a happy couple. So when the 10-year soul contract ends and he got married, like let's say from 28 years to 38, he was supposed to be married to this person. So universe will not interfere at all in that guy's life. He will have that 10 years of good functional marriage with that partner. And then the reason why the marriage might fall apart could be that the partner dies, or it could be that that 10-year relationship ends because she's also a twin flame and she also started now realizing about twin flame journey, and she fell in love with someone else, and being a twin flame, and if being an honest twin flame, she wanted to end the relationship because she didn't want this confusion with two people. So that could lead to the divorce between them. Or some other circumstance could happen where the family life could be such that family interference will be happening between the two. So even though they were in love, good love with each other, and they had a good relationship for maybe 5-6 years of their life, towards the end of their marital life, it turned from a good marriage into a very toxic marriage or conflict filled marriage because of family politics, but the kind of politics where both were supposed to end the relationship because there was something related to the politics only, that they both have to learn, and they both been twin flames of some other person. They have to work on it, but they have to work on it in a different manner, and because they have to work on it in a different manner, their marriage can't work anymore, and that's why slowly it will fracture, it will break, and he will get divorced. And then after the divorce only, when he has started healing, or while he has started the journey of healing, his friend might come back in his life. She knows that he is divorced now, or the universe only guided her to be in his life when he was going through the challenging 4 years of marriage. So she was there in his life, but only energetically there in his life, meaning energetically she might have been sending him loving energy, healing energy, because if you are body merge and soul merge, in the previous video I said, right, that you can experience your twin flames pain. So while he was going through a very challenging marriage experience in the last 4 years of the marriage, every time he's hurt, every time he's crying, she can feel his hurt, and she can feel his grief, she can feel his pain. She doesn't know the details of what is going on in their life, she can't interfere in the details of what is going on in his life, but she can send him healing. So and universe will only tell her to send him healing, nothing else. And universe also, with me, this something like this had happened where I felt that my twin flames needed healing, so I sent him healing constantly for a while. And then one day I've understood that he's dating someone else. So the moment I understood he's dating someone else, I didn't want to, that information only was sent to me so that, that healing that I'm doing, or that emotional connectivity that I'm showing, I shouldn't show that. So I stopped that immediately, because it's a violation of someone else's contract. Like if someone else is there with him, I can't be there with him. That is my contract. I believe that is my contract. So I can't interfere in someone else's life if they are with someone, even if they are my twin flames, I can't interfere in their relationship. So as soon as I knew he's dating someone else, I quit the connection. And this has happened twice in that relationship now. There are 2 times he has contemplated dating someone, or he's actually gone and dated someone. I just don't know when the timeline is, because the timeline is something which is fudged in our relationship. So like, while I could be experiencing all these experiences in my 40s, it is very possible that some of these could have happened in their 30s to my twin, like 5 years back to my twin flame, or 5 years later it's going to happen to my twin flame. That timeline, I don't know, because I'm not in his life. So if I'm in his life, then I'll know exactly what is going on, when this happened, why this happened, how this happened. But when I'm not in their life, I don't know when something was happening. I was just guided into something. If the guidance worked, I did that. If the guidance didn't, while the guidance said to heal, I was healing, and or my intuition said I should heal this person because this person is in great pain, I did that. But and also he's my twin flame, so I felt as a twin flame counterpart, I have to heal them. So that is why I did that. But the moment now they are in a gray zone where they might be ending up timing 2 people, that is not a fair thing to do to anyone. So obviously that 2 timing shouldn't happen. So then I didn't connect with them at all. or so this girl who knows that her friend is having grief for the relationship, she could also be healing him, sending him healing energy via the inner work. She could have got guidance about healing him. So she would do that where he needs healing, where he needs understanding, where he needs support. And if she is engaged in his life as a friend, maybe occasionally she can talk to him as a friend. But there also, most of the time, twin flame will be kept separate and asked not to talk to a partner when at the moment of time when the partner is actually in a confusion about their relationship. If they are in a deeply committed relationship or thinking of committing to someone else or dating someone else, at that point of time, the reason why universe keeps you and asks you to separate from your twin flame, or tells you and sends you guidance and don't engage with them, is because you don't want to interfere karmically in their relationship with whoever they are dating, whoever they are confused about, or even if they are confused about whether they want to meet you or whether they want to pursue right now only professional goals. At all these different reasons, for different reasons, in different individuals cases, universe will shut you out from connecting to your twin flame at that time. So at that time, the body merge soul merge might be kind of like shut down, or you will not experience it at the same intensity level as before, because at that time they need the space and clarity of thought, and their internal confusion or their inner work has to be done for them to realize because the choice of this guy when he's married to someone else, at a time if this girl interferes in the marriage, it will be a violation of the soul contract of that marriage that they have, that he has with his wife. So that's why the girl will be kept away from meeting him. Actually, even if she knew he's her twin flame, she'll be suggested to stay away from him and not interfere. Otherwise, she'll add karmic load to herself if she meets him, or if she gets to interfere in their marriage breakdown, because their marriage breakdown is meant to happen organically as a result of the marriage failure. Otherwise, what will happen is the woman might think that this marriage failed because my husband was possibly in love with his friend and I never knew it, and she might experience a false betrayal trauma when that betrayal was not going on in the relationship. So in order to not get entangled in these are called quantum entanglements, I think. In order to not get entangled in these karmic journeys or in this karmic things where false karma can be created or illusion of a betrayal can be created when real betrayal was not present, if you don't want to be involved in something like that, you should stay away from your twin flame at that time and listen to the advisor who's saying do not get back to your twin flame. Otherwise, energetically a lot of sexual energies mess up also happens, because if my partner twin flame, even if body merge soul merge is happening, if it is only soul merge, only what God will let you experience is their soul pain, so that you can heal the soul pain, because that soul pain is your common soul pain. Whereas you shouldn't interact bodily with each other or in the 3D level with each other, because in the 3D life he is connected to another partner, right? And in the 3D life, because he is connected to another partner with whom he is having sex, with whom he is sharing a life, their energies are also intertwined. And at that time, if a lot of grief and pain and suffering is going on between them, while you can heal some of his suffering he has to heal himself, or some of his suffering is also necessary for him to decide that this is not the right relationship for me. Some of the suffering is also necessary for the wife to understand that this is not the right relationship for me. So that's why that 4 years of challenging phases they might get through with each other. And at that point, that's why you can heal at the level where your soul is supposed to heal him, but not at a level where they don't know how to fix their issue, or because that healing is necessary for him to at least calm down. And then after calming down, he can decide, get more clarity about, is this relationship the right relationship for me? That much healing you can do, but you can't go beyond that, because at that time, if you go beyond that, then you are interfering in his relationship with another person, and that interference is not allowed until they have completely broken down. He's completely satisfied that this person is the one who is not meant for me, and his wife is also satisfied this person is not meant for me. Like, they both have to come to a mutual agreement. A divorce can't happen if both of them are mutually not agreeing to it, right? So when that mutual agreement phase will happen, they might in that 4 years, first 2 years have a lot of conflict, then 1 year decide to separate and stay there in their own zone for a while, then in the next year decide, after staying in our own zone, doing some healing, when we came back it's still not working, then decide, both of them can decide, okay, this is not working, even though it's a long marriage, even though we might have loved each other, we need to end it. So you end it, and the moment your partner ends doesn't mean you go and swoop in on him and reel him in. That is also not what a twin flame is supposed to do. So twin flame has to give a lot of time, lot of space, lot of understanding, lot of patience, and also your soul purpose, life purpose also will keep you involved. And in all these, let's say family interference was going on, and that family interference leading to some family politics, family law related issues, property rights related issues came up. It's possible that the girl was a lawyer at that time, so she was working on property rights related thing, or she was never a lawyer, but she started she was doing something else previously, but slowly because her partner was in challenging zones related to the law, universe had also, partner meaning twin flame partner, divine counterpart twin flame, who is not her actual partner in real life yet. At that point of time, he's just a separate entity, he's just a friend and nothing else to her. But because he's going to be her future partner possibly, or they might in the future have to work on some property rights related things together, the universe would be giving him a physical personal life challenge related to that, while he was filing for divorce or having family fights, whereas she will be experiencing that at a work or professional level in some way, in very similar way as his, or very different way also. Again, the complementariness or the differenceness of the experience will lie in if they are meant to collaborate on this topic in such a way that a new path has to emerge related to these laws. She may have some complementary experience, so like there will be 30% complementary experience on both sides, and the remaining percent very different experience to gain a broader perspective of this issue, so that in the future you can understand how to work on this as a joint twin flame counterpart. But a very distant future, again in that meantime, while he's going through divorce, it is also very possible universe might send her a soulmate. So while he's going through the divorce, going through the healing after the divorce, in the next 4-5 years of his life, and so like from 38 to, he got divorced at 38, from 38 to 45 maybe, or 42, he's meant to heal in his life. So during that time, what is the girl doing? The girl is also similar age as him, and she from her late 30s to early 40s, maybe for 4-5 years, universe will send her a soulmate with whom she is meant to have some similar yet complementary experiences that he had with his wife. Meaning, like with his wife, if he had 10 years of marriage, and in the 10 years of marriage, 6 years were beautiful marriage years, 4 years were very toxic marriage years. Likewise, she in her first boyfriend relationship, she might have had 4 years of really bad boyfriend relationship. So because she had 4 years of really bad boyfriend relationship, both of them now have 4 years experience of bad relationship criteria. I'm giving number is a random number. They may not have the same exact number of years they went through a challenging relationship, but they both went through a karmic challenging phase of their significant other relationship. For him, it was in the tail end of the marriage. For her, it was in the beginning 20s when she was dating someone else. Whereas now, while he had those 6 years of very beautiful marriage phase with his wife, those 6 years kind of beautiful, 5-6 years of good married life or good relationship compatibility related life will manifest for her from the 37, let's say for her from 37 years to 42 years, she will experience that. So that she now understands what's a good quality relationship. She now gets to also experience the same karmic life that he had with his partner, that she also needs to have context on, so that in the future they will not trigger each other, or so that in the future they will understand each other when they are grieving, maybe because when you love someone, even if you're divorced from them, it is possible that in a future date you might still remember something about them. And if you're twin flames, because your body merge soul merge is happening, you can very easily understand when your partner is thinking of a past partner. So at that time, if you know that your partner is thinking of a past partner, and if you both have had past partners, at that time then you will understand and get better context about understanding your partner, right? And you will not get jealous, or you will not get over triggered, or you will not have a very karmic experience with your twin flame. So in order to avoid having a karma with them, or generate a bad response to a past relationship about their past relationship, you will have very similar experiences about relationships at different time points of your life. And then while he is divorced, and because again, there shouldn't be any karma created with the wife, right? The wife could have had regrets, or if the wife was very strong karmic, like very toxic karmic, then there could be, even after marriage ending, if they had child joint sharing custody related problems could crop up. So he may need to understand how to share joint custody of a child, or he may need to understand how to take care of a child on his own if he's not married, or will he ever get married? All these kind of questions might start coming up in his mind. Or if his wife was not karmic and he didn't have any child, maybe he is next, and that is the reason also why they got divorced, because he wanted children and she doesn't want child. So now that he wants a child in his future, why does he want the child? With whom? Whatever it is, the questions that he has to now understand related to his soul purpose, those are the reasons why, while his twin flame is dating someone, or even she might get married also to someone and have a 5 years of marriage with that other person, while she's doing that, he is busy figuring out the soul purpose. He is awakening to now what is a twin flame, what it means to be a twin flame, what it entails to be a twin flame, and all this, whatever awakening she had in the 10 years, that kind of awakening will slowly start happening to him. Some of which might happen while he is separated completely from her, they are never meeting each other, and then some of it might happen towards in their, let's say by 45 years or 42 years, she got divorced or she ended the relationship with that boyfriend. Then from 42 to 45 years, maybe they both are on the same page as a couple. They are finally in the time point where both are free, they don't have any commitments to any other couples. They both finally realize that being twin flames, they can be together with each other now, since they don't have any karmic entanglements, or they have now got guided by God in their own different ways about their future soul purpose. So then finally, after 2-3 years of her breakup, she finally maybe connects with him as a friend. Initially they might connect as a friend, then they might connect as co-workers needing some work. They might not even sometimes they will speak to each other because they know each other, they can easily connect to each other. Some twin flames do not know each other that well, they might have only met one time at a workplace. So if that is something like that, where you have only met your twin flame one time, or you have known about him for many years, but you've never really been friends with him because he could be someone else's friend. So you've known he's a friend's friend, but you've never interacted with him as a person. If something like that is happening, like in the first case with the therapist life coach thing I was telling, where you've met your twin flame maybe only one time as a part of a collaborative work you were doing, now universe will only set up circumstances where you will meet again and again, or universe will send you reminders about your twin flame so that you can try to initiate connection with them. So different twin flames will have a different journey. Somewhere one twin flame has to connect with the other twin flame voluntarily, somewhere universe will only set up circumstances where both of them will end up meeting each other. And that meeting point, after all this long journey of 10, 20, 30 years of separation, happens because that long separation time is there for twin flames to awaken to their own soul purpose, own higher purpose, and the individual specific purpose, as well as the joint purpose related to each other's lives, joint work that they might have to do with each other in their future. Things like that will be unfolding for them to eventually realize what their higher purpose will be. And in all this, again, the body merge, soul merge will happen to you only when universe wants it to happen, when it is needed for it to happen, to heal each other from the distance. when you are understanding the value of a twin flame partnership with someone else at those small time points of your journey, when you're clear of the karma of past karmic entanglements with past partners. That is when slowly the universe will send you merging phases and connecting phases with each other. Otherwise universe will block you from even connecting energetically or telepathically, or the body merge soul merge will be very you won't feel it. Only if there's a higher purpose to it, then only you will feel it. And in all this, I also mentioned in my previous videos beginning that there are also karmic entanglements can happen, like when your partner is dating someone else and that person is they divorced you, but they are still karmically entangled with you emotionally or energetically in some way. If that has happened, then what will happen is their their energy can also influence the twin flame partner, or there is someone who knows these two are meant to be twin flames, and someone in their life, like someone in someone's best friend knows that this girl, even though she never met her friend from school for many years while he was married, but there is another friend who was also crushing on that guy, and she knows that that guy is getting divorced or he's already divorced. And she knows that her friend has told that this guy is there, like the guy, let's say guy's name starts with A, and there's a girl B and a girl C. A and C are supposed to be twin flames. B knows that C has one time told her that she might be this guy's twin flame, but B didn't believe in such concepts. So B and C, they, even though they are friends, they're not very great friends, so she didn't deeply tell anything about the twin flame experience to her. But B did some research because she is very interested in A, so she did some research about A and about the twin flame journey. And after finding about something related to twin flame journey, B is very interested in chasing A. So what B does is, there can be something like that unfolding in some twin flame's life, where B wants to pretend to A that she is his twin flame, and she finds out from A after talking to A as a friend casually that in his early 40s, when C is now dating someone else, right, and she's busy with someone else, so while C is busy with someone else, B sees the opportunity to date A. So she comes and starts flirting with A, wanting to hang out with A, doing the manipulation tactics to be in his life. And while she's doing the manipulating tactics to be in his life, she slowly finds out what twin flames are from A also, because A has at that time slowly started understanding what twin flames mean. And while he's slowly understanding what twin flames mean, B does a thorough research on what twin flames mean, and she starts falsely portraying to him that she is his twin flame from all these videos, because some people can manipulate to such an extent that they will watch these videos, they'll pretend, or they can also go to energy, like those unethical healers who are there, or the unethical energy manipulators who are there. They can go to someone like that to do some manipulation, energetic manipulation, like all these love potion spells. People think these are all fake things, but those love potion spells can be real thing also sometimes in some people's lives, where I don't know how these people do it, but they do something where they can energetically switch energies. They can energetically do something to make temporarily via hypnosis and drugging, make A like person think that B is the twin flame, and A will be mesmerized with B at that time and think, oh, this might be my twin flame, because whatever I was saying that is happening with B. Whereas while he's thinking it is happening with B, what B has been doing is she's been stalking him or getting information about him. So because in twin flame experiences, some coincidental experiences occur with twin flames, but those same coincidences that can occur with twin flames can be also artificially created by someone to make it seem like a coincidence with the person. A person who is naive or not well versed with covert manipulation might fall for it and might think that, oh, so this is my twin flame, and they might end up getting duped into working with a false twin. And that is what a false twin experience could be, like a person manipulating the whole scenario to make it seem as if they are the real twin flame when they are not. And at that time when they're doing, if some dark magic was being done, or dark energy manipulation or spiritual manipulation was going on, those kind of people have the capacity. And now that they are or maybe believes sees a twin flame, doesn't believe sees a twin flame. He might be questioning it, but while he's questioning it, he's still enjoying some men do that, they can enjoy the attention of another person. So some men and women both can do that. So while he's enjoying the company of another person, he's also possibly lonely that his divorce has happened. So because of all that, he could be hanging out with C either as a friend, or he could be hanging out with C because he loves attention from women. So he's doing that, and he's thinking it's just a harmless thing because he has never shown any serious interest in C. But while it is for him a very harmless thing, he's thinking they are only either casually dating or they are just hanging out as friends. Whereas for her, it is a complete stalking like interest in him. So she's found everything about him. She's gone and also done some magic so that he will feel wrapped up around her hands. And she also simultaneously could have done something to make energetically mess up with C's life, so that now C is having a very dark karmic experience with her partner that she has married or dating, and C is now getting portrayed as a dark personality that she isn't. She's not really that dark, she's not really that some darkness in her is resonating with the dark magic. That's why the darkness is she's experiencing that. But a body merge, soul merge related, some indirect energy manipulation related thing is happening where her energies can get manipulated into making C into seeming like the opposite of her divine feminine, because divine feminine has some strong particular characteristics. But when energy manipulation happens to divine feminine, their whole energy can be twisted into making the divine feminine seem like a toxic feminine. So that could be happening at that time with C. And that C's experience of the darkness of the experience now will be there in A's and C's life. Why? Because maybe both of them are meant to learn something deeper about the darkness of experiences also. So that's why only for a few years they might experience very dark energetic manipulation via a person like B, or via one person might be experiencing it via B, and C might be experiencing with her partner D. So something like that can happen. And those are also part of twin flame healing journey. And there, don't get confused with that dark experience being a body merge and soul merge experience. It is a body and energy manipulation, but it is not a body merge of you and your twin. It is something else. So at that time, the discernment about when you are having a body merge, soul merge experience, and when someone is energetically manipulating you, that whole experience can get very jumbled up and confusing and very difficult to navigate. And I still don't know how to navigate it, because it's been going on for me for a long time, where someone has been out of very malicious intentions related to their life journey, and because I have written things about their narcissism online or spoken about those kind of personalities that are very dark personalities. I've had heavy dark attacks from people for the last few years, way before I started talking about such personalities. But the moment I started talking about it, it started increasing higher and higher in number. I've just currently left it to God, because any teacher that has come up in my repertoire who may be able to resolve these issues, I felt they are not yet as spiritually experienced in actually working on these issues. So I've left my dark energy related experience completely to God, and felt that if the right teacher has to come to heal it, I will know when the right teacher is there in front of me. Until then, I have to wait for the dark experience to pass through my life. And herein again, if one partner is having a very dark experience, it's possible that at that time and it is a false dark experience, because it's not my darkness that is playing in front of me. For me, because spiritual manipulation has happened, it's a false darkness, meaning this is the inner darkness of some other soul, but that soul has done some spiritual warfare with me, so I'm experiencing their inner darkness. So like how I'm experiencing a false darkness setting, it is possible that at that same time my twin flame will be experiencing a false light setting in his life, where he's thinking everything is hunky-dory and bright and beautiful and gorgeous in his life, whereas it's a false light in his life. So this false darkness and false light we could be experiencing alternatively, we could be experiencing at the same time. But again, understanding the difference between real darkness, false darkness, toxic femininity, toxic masculinity, what is not toxic feminine and toxic masculinity, all of these things could be part of some twin flames journey. So the deeper you have some learnings to learn, sometimes really hard life experiences related to energy manipulations can also show up in people's lives. So discerning those things, and these are all self-awareness related paradigms, so you have to become more self-aware. That's why only you have to do cleaning your energy, cleaning your thoughts, cleaning your meditating and connecting to God. All these are all part of your inner work, so that you can stay cleaner as a twin flame, stay energetically at the best possible for you. And energetically, if you are at the best possible for you, then outside influences will be the impact of those darkness will be lesser on you. Whereas the higher poor level low vibration, if we live in very low vibrational energies or thought processes, then the influence of the darkness is really high, I believe. And I'm still working on it. I still don't know what is the solution to it, but I thought at least the information related to this should come up for other twin flames who may also end up experiencing these dark, challenging phases. So if anyone has questions, comments, please post a question or comment. Thank you very much. Have a great day.